Right, a quick walking bass lesson, suitable for swing jazz, the sort of thing you might hear by Count Basie in the 1930s or 40s. And it's over a basic 12-bar blues. You'll know that by now, but 4 bars of C, 2 bars of F, 2 bars of C. And because it's a jazz 12-bar blues, we'll go D minor for a bar, then G for a bar, like a 2-5 at the end of the 12th bar. Okay. Not the G to F that we will get in more kind of rhythm and blues or Chicago blues. So, I'm sure you've played before the walking bass that's kind of you hear in rock and roll rhythm and blues, which you can play over jazz as well. But in jazz we do like, we like to hear those chromatic kind of runs, as well as the triad based kind of walking bass. So the little simple thing that I really like, and it's effective and fairly easy to play, and it's a run where we're going to go chromatically from the 3rd of the chord up to the 5th with every note in between. Use different fingers for it like that if you want, or the same finger. Okay, and we can play that for a full 4 bars because we go up the chromatic run and we go back down it. So that takes 2 bars altogether if we're at a fairly fast tempo, like clicking my foot there. Now, at that point, we go to an F. We can do exactly the same thing, jump up a string. That's taking 2 bars, back to the C for 2 bars. Okay, then we're going to go to D minor to G. So we're going to just play our open D note there and run up the same notes to the G. We're playing the minor 3rd as part of that run of a D minor, so we're sounding out a little bit of the harmony of that chord. And then we're going down much more diatonically really, back to the C. That's our C kind of scale that we can hear going down there. So altogether the 12-bar blues with those sort of runs in would sound like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now there's 2 bars left of the 12-bar blues there. We've just finished bar 10 in a more kind of rock and roll type song, rhythm and blues song. You might hear that standard. Okay. But what I like is another chromatic run, which is the same as that, but we're going to drop down to our low string to play it, the octave below, and then we're going to walk back up to the C. Just watch this, it's a little 2-bar turnaround. And all of that is just 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3 on the E and the A string. It's a nice way to get back to our root C to start again. So I'll play maybe 2 12 bars fairly fast, using that walking part we've just worked upon. You saw that maybe the second time there was a bit of a deviation from the way I played it the first time, because I'm starting to realise that those and those are the same as those. So they're all interchangeable. That would mean that you could even start the 12 bar with the part that we played at the end of the 12 bar previously, and we could start in the low register. And then if we wanted, then go to the high one. The F, and again instead of playing it in the high register we go, because that run is the same as that, remember. So there's ways we can make it sound interesting, and each 12 bar have a slightly different feel, but we are still just using the same notes, just in different octaves. There's a little thing when we're on the F part of the 12 bar that I quite like, and then rather than going back down there, we would go it's just got this nice little bluesy thing where we go back to the F and via the 7th of the F. So altogether that section, I'll start on the C anyway. And then we can go wherever we want from there. Another thing that I like is sometimes at the end of a 12-bar blues, rather than just staying on the C, there might be a little kind of C, A minor, D minor, G that we could put at the end of it. Okay, it's sometimes called the rhythm changes when we go around those changes. So by itself, that sounds kind of fairly cheesy, and we want extra notes in order to create the walk and movement. One thing we can do is just play the sharpened version of each of those notes before the natural version. I'll just demonstrate. So we can go C, instead of going to A, we'll go to A sharp, then the A, then we'll go to the sharpened version of D, and then the sharpened version of G. So all together. And we'd have that as the full stop to the 12th bar, rather than, or we can mix and match between them, each time play it differently, and it'll just give the kind of illusion that the bass is constantly moving and going new places. But we know that really they're not going to brand new places, they're just alternate versions of things we've already worked on. Equally, we could go, or we could go and use the slightly higher versions of the A and G rather than the low ones. And that walk and bass pattern will be really useful in later work as well, when we are doing the rhythm changes, and we can riff around those changes. For a full kind of 8-bar section if we want. So one more time, I'm going to go through 2 12 bars. I'm going to mix it around a little bit the second time, and then leave you to it. Here we go. A 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4.